Whether it's a stunning bouquet of roses, vibrant tulips, or sweet carnation flowers are always a great idea and gift for the one you love on Valentine's Day. And Perry is here with beautiful flowers. We even have tie-dye flowers, which is crazy, from Classic Landscape. So we're going to start over here, Perry. Obviously that we have the classic red roses, but then you've really won up the red roses.
Yeah, well, I think it's important, if you don't know it's Valentine's Day this Friday, that this segment is for you, so you're going to need to pay attention. But yes, obviously red roses are still the traditional gift of flowers, especially at Valentine's Day. There's a very high demand for red roses. These ones are a little bit different. They're called the heart's rose, and if we can get in maybe tight to me here, I'll just show a little up front. Maybe you can see it in that shot, but what we have is, we get in tight, there actually is a shape with the folds that create a little bit of a heart in the center of the rose.
Oh my goodness.
And so it's actually kind of cool in that it gives a little bit of a different look. Again, a traditional red rose.
Here,
but yeah, we'll do it just like that. So if you can see here, there's sort of this little heart shape just in the natural folds of the rose. And again, a red rose, you can look at it more traditional in terms of what people are used to looking at, but something a little different, and you can take credit for being even cooler when you give somebody a bouquet of roses.
Do you know what? I retract what I said before. So I said I really don't like red roses, but these ones are not like your typical
right, and because I think you're seeing them everywhere, and so maybe you like something unique, clearly. Yeah. And that's great, because there's going to be people in your lives that are similar, right? And so there's lots of different varieties here. So we've got some more traditional stuff, and we'll get into some more unique and kind of elegant, sort of non-traditional views as well. But like the tie-dye roses, or the dyed roses as they are, again, real plants, real flowers. The other advantage of roses is that they actually last quite a long time. From the time they're cut, you'll get about 3 weeks from a rose.
Really?
Now, yeah, and so now it depends on where you are in that process, and so we bring them in very quickly after they're cut, so they'll have more longevity once you get them. But that's something that's always been an advantage to roses. And tulips, as you mentioned, I know they're one of your favorites.
They're my favorites, yes.
Yeah. And tulips are great. We're getting back into the season where we can get tulips sort of locally sourced. So these ones are from BC. And what ends up happening with tulips, they are quicker. Like, you just get a few days and you maybe notice they'll start to get droopy. But one little trick you can do with tulips is if you take a little pin and you just poke a hole just below the flower head, you'll actually extend the life. It won't droop as quickly.
Wow.
And so that's just a little trick you can do. Again, be careful, don't poke yourself when you're going at the dozen tulips or however many you got in that bowl.
Okay, I have another trick for
Okay.
tulips. You take a penny.
That's also another good one.
And you put it in the bottom.
Yeah, it's also a good one. And less dangerous to your fingers.
There we go. On to the next.
Yeah, okay, so we have here a little bit more of a non-traditional thing. So in front of me, this is hellebore. Hellebores are quite a popular flower. They're actually used quite a bit, especially lighter colored ones, but even in this variety, beautiful flower, used a lot in wedding bouquets. But again, make sort of a cool arrangement and not something you'll see every day. We can actually score the stems to get the flowers to last longer as well. So those are the things we sort of do behind the scenes. I said it out loud now, so now you know.
Now we know.
Now you know. But, the creativity of the florist is a big part of what we do too. And a lot of times, people are looking for traditional bouquets, great. And maybe you want to pick certain flowers because the person that's important to you likes a certain flower. Great, we can work with that. But sometimes you just want something that looks awesome. You can trust others that have those skills to do it. And so this is one good example of that.
And not a lot of upkeep, right?
No, easy to take care of. I mean, it looks great as it is. I mean, you're going to want to water it, obviously, as the water evaporates. But from that perspective, it's great. And sort of on the other end of the scale, what we have above it.
This looks fuzzy.
Yeah, so right on the outside we have, this is actually called a pink mink protea. And it's kind of a mouthful, but it has sort of a long, slim stem, a pink flower, and has sort of a chocolate sort of tip to it, a fuzzy sort of chocolate tip. So again, a really cool different look, whether it's an arrangement like this, or even the one just in front of where we've mixed some roses as a more traditional arrangement. We worked some protea into it as well. And I'll just point out the one if we can get a tight shot. So just to this flower right here, this is actually called a kangaroo paw. And it's called that because it kind of looks like a kangaroo paw. Is it a flower from Australia? And again, looking at it, you just say, oh, that's a cool arrangement. It's fun that we can work in some of these different things, that are beautiful as well and really cool. And then finally, I brought some orchids. Now, orchids are a great one. These are Cymbidium orchids. The beauty of orchids, obviously, in how they look, they're amazing plants, and they're quite stunning, tall stems, right? So it's something you can add. But they also last for weeks. after they're
love
cut.
that.
And so again, you just have to keep the the water full. It is important to have a little flour food. You make sure you add that because the carbohydrates are going to go a long way to making these flowers last as well.
Well, thank you so much for all of these tips and tricks. These smell beautiful. I now like these red roses. That's it. These are the only ones. For more great ideas on how you can check out Classic Landscapes and Classic Gardens at their 2 locations, get your Valentine order in by when?
Well, as soon as you can.
ASAP, okay.
ASAP.
Or you can visit them at classicgardens.ca.